For those of you who are trying to get disability benefits for kids, I've mentioned this before, but let me tell you this. I say document, follow up, report. I know this is going to sound crazy, but let me break it down. I had to look real quick to make sure I told you right. Document. If the child is having problems in school, you want to get copies of any documentation of that. Don't just take the teacher's word for it. Ask them to fill out a form. Ask them to write a statement. Ask them to give you some type of report so that you know what's going on. Follow up. If there are recommendations that your therapist for your child, your primary care provider for the child, if the school is recommended for the child, that's within your control, take every step to make sure those things are done. Why? Because the reality is the child is not going to be in a position to know what they need to do. That's your responsibility. And the court is going to look at you like you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs if you're not doing those things for the benefit of that child. So if the school says the child needs to ensure that they have enough one-on-one time at home, alone, working on certain things, don't make the child go out there and do all kind of crazy stuff. Do those things because you want to be able to show the court that you've done everything that the doctors, the therapist, the school has recommended, and despite those things, the child still has problems. And most importantly, report. The reality is that the school, it's kind of interesting. The school lets you know what's going on with your child at school. It's your responsibility to let them know what's going on at home. If you know that your child is going to school and not doing any homework, if you notice when your child comes home, they don't ever have any homework, you need to call the school and say, are you giving out any homework? Well, I'm not seeing any. If the child happens to come home a little early, oh, they let us out. Don't sit there and take their word for it. Call the school and say, did you let the kids out early? No, they got suspended. Bet. You want to know what's going on. Let them know. Same thing. The therapist, or maybe let's say they're having a mental health condition, they're like behavioral. Let them know, hey, getting in trouble at school, been suspended, been kicked out, been in class suspension, study hall, whatever the case may be. As the parent, you are the conduit between which all these worlds relate. The child is the beneficiary of this. But the reality is that they don't know half of the stuff that's going on. You've got to make sure of this. Because trust me, you don't want Social Security trying to figure out how bad the situation is because you haven't been doing what you need to do to keep up on the child's situation. Document, meaning not only you document, but get documentation from all these different places, doctors, therapists, providers, schools, teachers, whatever the case may be. Follow up if there have been recommendations that have been established in an IEP or a treatment regimen. Don't play silly. Let somebody know. And report. Make sure that you let all parties know. The school is not going to know about the doctor. Doctor's not going to know about the school. And you are the only one that gets information from everybody. Keep everybody in the loop for the benefit of that child.